am content creator Sally Estlin, the founder of Empowered Clothing. I'm dedicated to empower women entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources through leadership, mindset, and more on my show, Finding Your Way with Sally. Hi everyone, yes, it's Sally here, and I am content creator and founder of Empowered Clothing. I share authentic and everyday issues for women over 50. So you can learn more about my fashion products and services at empoweredclothing.com.au. So today our topic is how to create stability and stay grounded, and I'm very excited to bring on our featured guest, Maureen Callister. So before I bring up Maureen, I thought I'd just introduce her with a few words, and I think Maureen is amazing, so you'll love today's episode. Maureen is a seasoned natural therapist who's based in Sydney, Australia. She's dedicated to guiding individuals and families towards holistic wellbeing with a focus on alternative complementary solutions. She specialises in addressing both physical ailments and mental emotional challenges. Her passion lies in nurturing better family relationships, assisting mothers in finding the delicate balance between self-care and family responsibilities, which is a big thing. She's a compassionate advocate for teenagers and young adults. She helps them navigate the intricate journey into adulthood. Her expertise extends to supporting clients in overcoming early childhood trauma, fostering self-esteem, and instilling confidence. She's rooted in a spiritual, soul-based approach, and her aim is to illuminate the uniqueness of each individual, transcending societal roles. So in her pursuit of a harmonious world, Maureen envisages a place where people experience peace, joy, and fulfillment. Who doesn't want that? So through her written work, she seeks to clarify and articulate new age concepts on health and well-being, ensuring they are accessible and comprehensible to a diverse audience. Maureen's ultimate goal is to contribute to a collective understanding of the precious and individual nature of every person, fostering a sense of purpose and fulfillment in their lives. Wow, well, that's an awesome bio. So without further ado, let's bring up Maureen to the stage. So welcome as we're just coming up.
Hi, Sally. Thanks for having me. Yes, what a great intro. I love that bio.
I know, but
on that for a little bit, trying to get everything in there.
Yeah, so just talk a little bit about, where your passion lies and how you came across that.
Well, just as you were reading that, one of the things that really jumped out at me is my passion about relationships. The greatest thing I think in our lives is that we all want to be connected. We all want to be loved. And that's all about relationships. But of course, the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself, But we learn about relationships based on our relationship with our parents. And that's where I think the relationship within the family is pivotal, because we create our own identity based on how we connected with our parents and also with our siblings, but particularly with our parents. So that's why I particularly like all that early childhood trauma, because that's how we learned our identity and who we are. And we have to go back there and look at what were the misperceptions that we picked up about ourselves and about those relationships. So that's what I love. And then particularly working with sort of young adults moving into adulthood. So that's a big focus of mine.
I just love that, because in this day and age, we are so ready, and the young people are really so ready to learn more about themselves.
Absolutely.
Times have changed and people are ready, absolutely ready. And so relationships is key. And, we're in the month of February and it's all about love, right?
That's right. Self-love, self-care. And I mean, with this new age move, it is 100% all about love. And when I grew up, like I'm in my 60s now. So when I was a child, to love yourself was just like weird. Like that was even weirder than being selfish.
Yeah.
Self-love was just like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a given. We all know that we have to love ourselves. But how do you do it? That's the tricky thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think focusing on that relationship with yourself and with others, because the core issue for every single person on this planet is tapping into that unconditional self-love and self-worth. It's key to everything. And when you look at where all our trauma lies, it's all the trauma around that. So when you're dealing with the childhood, it makes so much sense, because that's where so much of it stems from.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have to go back and look at where did all that stuff come from, and slowly peel away all the layers and just do all that healing.
Oh, yeah. And, if we don't do it now, it's just going to accumulate. We're going to carry this as baggage further on into our
And
life.
again, that's what I love doing. The younger, I mean, I only started doing this in my 40s, and you think, God, if we could have gone back and cleared it when we were in our teens or even before, like, how good would that be?
Oh, I know we often talk about if we knew then what we knew
You
now.
know?
We had to go through that to learn it, right?
Yes.
And today you've brought along an empowerment share. So around 37, when you were married, had a couple of kids and working in corporate, you had this awakening in the guise of a massive midlife crisis. But you've said here the greatest crisis can also be your biggest gift. So do you want to take us through your little journey of awakening?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I moved from Ireland, moved to Australia. I had a great corporate job. I used to work in IBM and Telstra and all the top, big companies doing marketing, and my life seemed to be rolling along quite nicely. And then wham, about the age of 37, well, it was 1999, and everything just fell apart. I mean, there were a couple of crises. My husband got quite sick. A friend passed away from breast cancer. My dad almost died. So, like they say, things happen in threes, but it was a huge pivot, and my life just completely changed. And looking at it now, as you say, looking back, you go, that was a huge soul awakening, because my soul was obviously saying, you cannot continue down this path. There's something else for you. But of course, you fall in it. Well, you did. I didn't fall on a heap initially. I was taking care of everybody, as we do as mothers and daughters and sisters, and you step up, you take care of everybody else around you. But as soon as everybody else started to stabilize, I fell apart. And I actually thought I was losing my mind. And that's why I said it was like a midlife crisis. It probably wasn't a midlife crisis. It was probably actually more of almost like a nervous breakdown. And it was horrendous. I wouldn't want anyone to go through it. But as it turns out, like as I said, it turned out to be my greatest gift, because I went on a journey of self-discovery. And
it's like the rebirthing, right? You're
100%.
rebirthing yourself.
Yes.
And, as we always say, you've got to go into the dark to come out the other side to the light.
Yeah.
And in many ways, it was kind of a blessing that it happened then, so that you could have that awakening, because look at how much it's enriched your life, and look at how you can help people because of what you've gone through.
Yeah, exactly. So good.
But,
and you have to go through,
yes.
Can I say you have to go through shit to help people with shit?
Exactly. You've got to have lived it, right? You've got to
be authentic about it.
Yeah, got to get your boots muddy and all that sort of stuff. Because, as you said, it's a self-discovery path, and it's personal empowerment.
Yeah.
But you can't read it in a book. Like, you can, but you've got to experience.
Yeah, you've got to experience it.
Through it, right? Move through it. Oh, man, and look, everyone goes through this rebirthing at some stage, particularly through menopause as well. I'm working with a lot of people going through that. But if you can rebirth as a young person, like you can get them to deal with their trauma and clear the past and the stuff in the backpack that's weighing them down, like
and to realize who they really are and why they are truly here.
Yeah, totally. So this leads into your expert tip today, which is all your answers lie within you, because the more you learn about yourself, the stronger you become. So let's talk about that, because it's all within you, isn't it? It's all inside.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned, and it's become stronger and stronger. I mean, I kept witnessing the rise of the divine feminine, and I was so aware of it for at least the last 5 years, if not more.
Yep.
And I've been working as a kinesiologist, as you know, for over 20 years. Well, since I went through my crisis. And it put me on that path and never looked back. But I could see with that rise of the divine feminine, we have to come back in. And I've been saying, particularly in the last 3 or 4 years, come inside, come inside, come inside. And I always thought it was ironic that during the whole COVID thing, we were all pushed inside.
Yeah.
And to me, in the past, and anyone here, particularly mothers, but anyone who's an empath or a sensitive soul, which is my speciality now, we are externally orientated. So what I mean is society has conditioned us to look outside of ourselves for the answers, but also to help everybody else, because my theory is that we learned very early on, if I can make you stable and if I can make you happy, then I can look at myself, and then hopefully you'll love me as well.
Yeah.
But that isn't ever going to work. So we're constantly on this treadmill of trying to fix everybody else. And of course, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they think, what's wrong with me? Why can I not do what I want to do? Why am I never successful? Why can I never achieve what I want to achieve? Because you're trying to achieve the wrong thing. So it's come inside, come inside, come inside. Find your answers within yourself. And the more you learn about yourself and the more that you do that, the better you are for other people.
Oh, absolutely. It's an inside job. You're igniting the
Totally.
wisdom within.
Yes.
And it's so spot on. And people are waking up right this minute and going, that's so true. It's so right. I can't fix other people. And the energy this year is so much about ownership and responsibility. Us owning our stuff. And we're not responsible for anybody else. And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
And it's once you get your head around it and that light bulb turns on, you go, oh my God.
Yeah, 100%.
Anybody else, I can only work on myself and change myself.
Yeah. And as I change, then I change the world, but from the inside, not from the outside. Yeah.
Because as we change, that energy or frequency resonates out and people are tuning into that radio station that you've dialed into and go, I really like this tune. Let's turn it up.
Yeah.
People are drawn into that.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
And that's where you get the stability. You know, we're going to be, you said, you know, talking about that grounding in order to achieve stability.
That was just leading into the next bit, because this is linking into very much the base chakra. And I know you do so much work on the base.
Love my chakras.
Totally. So as you know, the clothing range links into the chakras. And so the red is about the base chakra, and it's choosing to be anchored, anchoring in peace, calm and happiness. And it's being at peace with yourself and in life, like we were saying, just going within and being comfortable in your own skin, calming that mind and body and soul, and bringing back in the happiness. So, you know, I know you love chakras. So talk to me about the base chakra from your perspective.
Base chakra, I mean, I always go with the most important. I mean, they're all incredibly important. And the more you learn about each one, the more you value, and, you know, you just get so much wisdom out of them. I always think when you talk chakras, people think, oh, it's all airy fairy. And, you know, it's so important. Like anchoring, it's just so important to come inside and really anchor, because it's your foundation. I talk a lot about, like, anyone who's heard of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the big triangle, it is the base. It's your come in and get the basics right. So you've got to stabilize yourself. You've got to get grounded. The key thing about the base chakra is your sense of security and stability. Yeah.
Absolutely. Spot on. So, and I also link it in with crystals, because you work with crystals too. So, bit. I've got the red, I use the red jasper, which is the little heart that goes with the red one. And that, we should mention that the base chakra is at the base of the spine. It links into the color red, and it's also called the root chakra. So the properties around the healing crystals with the red jasper is, once again, grounding and stabilizing properties, and it's enhancing courage, strength and vitality. So you can see how you can draw in supportive tools, little energy tools, if you like, to help you ground yourself, because there's so much going on around us that it can destabilize us in like 5 seconds. We know what that's like. You think you're pretty okay, and then you go into even the supermarket, or you go to, I don't know, anywhere.
The traffic or
the traffic.
That's social media, you know.
Yeah. Do you use energy sprays at all? Like, you know,
well, I've got all my Altera sprays, so they're a range of the French organic. Shall I do a little?
Yes, I want to hear all about this. I've actually got 2 of your products on today. Some of those are.
We've got them here. And the red, of course, is that base chakra and coming in and grounding. There's a lot of clove in that, which is very healing and cleaning the body. But that red color, you know, red represents the blood as well. So that's the deep core of who we are. And I can explain to a lot of people, it's really important to, your blood is your blood ties, and the blood is made in the bone marrow. You can't get a deeper reflection of yourself than your bone marrow, and that's your blood ties. So that's the ties to your it's called the root chakra, because it's your tribe, and you've got to heal that core tribe and do a lot of healing in your family when you deal with the red and with the base chakra energy.
Beautiful.
But the sprays are gorgeous. They just clear the aura, put in that lovely positive vibration.
Like,
Love
it's
it.
gorgeous. And so you're like, here's a little selection of some of the
Yes.
oils. I've literally covered my skin in them today, and they're beautiful. They're French oils, aren't they? In the
Yes. So they're French organic product, 100% organic. Well, certainly 99%, I could say. Everything's organic in them. They're blended with a specific blend of pure essential oils, which reflect the vibration and the frequency of each of the colors.
It's fantastic.
So it's like, wow, amazing.
And so with your courses and things that you run, where's the best way for people to find you? Just go to your website? Is that
the website with my name, maureencallister.com. And it's going through a little bit of an upgrade at the moment, but I'm putting some new courses on there to sort of help families, relationships, and young adults. And particularly my big thing, can I do another little plug?
Absolutely, please.
And really coming into the red and the base chakra. My big beef at the moment, which I've kind of been just stating for a little while, is around mental health.
Yeah.
And this is why you've got to get the foundation right.
Yeah.
Because, but my view is mental health is not a mental problem. It's an emotional issue. We have to learn how to deal with our emotions. And when I say that to people who are struggling with mental health, they totally get it, because it is how you feel.
Yeah, we're emotional beings, and really strongly the last few months, it's really been focusing on working with your emotions, releasing them from the body, because we all are emotional beings. It's like we're the only planet in the universe that has emotions.
Yeah.
And once
it's very unique. Yeah.
Once you know that that's what your issue is, then you can work with it. And we talk about this all the time. Your body stores it. It's your emotions are causing the illness, so addressing the emotions so that you can step into wellness and all that sort of stuff. Maureen, you have got the most depth of knowledge and experience, and what I particularly love is the mental health focus, as well as focusing on relationships and with young people. I think, I've got 4 kids that if they could start to have this awareness now, they wouldn't have to carry all this baggage like we have for an extra 20, 30 years. It's time to just clear it out. It's simple like that.
And accept that we are emotional beings. We're spiritual beings. We're emotional beings. And we've really got to become familiar and comfortable with that. And comfortable with it. Some emotions are not comfortable, but it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. And like, what does it mean? What is it telling you? The emotions are our wise self talking to us. So it's the spirit speaking to us through our emotions. And, it comes back to that relationship with ourselves and feeling through it.
Well, I mean, as we said, February is a month of love. So this is the time to supercharge that relationship with yourself, step into the love of it all. And I really, really encourage everybody to reach out to Maureen, particularly to deal with your emotions, uncover them, because you are just the queen of it. So are there any final words of wisdom?
Just take time to yourself. Connect with nature, come in, like really, really, really just come in and work with yourself. It'll just change your world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true. Well, Maureen, thank you so much for joining us on Finding Your Way with Sally. It's been such a pleasure, and I'm so excited that you're on at the beginning of the year, because this is a rip snorter of a year. We're going to strap ourselves in.
And I love your tops, because I actually have the indigo one that's behind you.
Oh, I
was wearing it yesterday, and some people were going, "Oh, I love your top." And I said, "Feel the fabric. The fabric is divine."
I know.
And it was so humid here in Sydney, and it was just so comfortable. It wasn't clingy. I just thought it was.
It's so good, and it doesn't get smelly. It's got amazing moisture. So
excellent. Yeah, love the top, Sally. They're excellent. I love them. Beautiful.
Well, thank you for coming on. We look forward to catching up with you again very shortly, because these are conversations that we need to have.
Absolutely.
We need to talk about emotions. We need to get our young people in talking about this sort of stuff too. Clearing the shit so we don't have to carry it in our back.
Absolutely.
That was the old way.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll chat again soon. I'll just drop you down as we close up here. So join me for another episode of Finding Your Way with Sally Estlin next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time and Thursday at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I think these are the conversations that need to be had. Maureen is just a perfect example of, normalizing what used to be taboo or never spoken about. And it's time to bring this up to more awareness for everyone. So I look forward to you all joining me next week, and have a wonderful week. I'll just drop myself down and I'll see you soon. You can learn more about my services and products at sallyestlin.com. Make sure to join me every week for a new episode on the SWE Media Network YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts.